Okay, let's start this. All right, guys, girls. It's the first time I've done this. I put together a video of all the blocks and got a mixture of my team before the last World Indoor from 2017 and also some from the Aussie team that I was coaching this winter. And the goal for me here is just to give some basic direction with regards to the builds of the blocks and some of the targets. The stuff in the tunnel is more of it's a different speed because it's my own team and we're training for a World Championships. It's the last training. It's the only video I have. The Aussie guys, they're a little bit calmer, a little bit more in control, and obviously being outdoors, that makes a difference. Now, the opportunities for no contact, I put some no contact videos when I had it as well, and that's when I'll probably be talking through the most stuff in the slow motion and the no contact. Okay, so here we go. So block one, here we go in slow motion, and boom. Okay, good. All right, so first thing on the build, we want a straight cat, and ideally just like an O, really. And then the key comes from the inside center. Boom. And you can see that this grip here, just kind of making sure that it's moving down the line. And the pictures that we're looking for is a 21 style here. You can see this. Yep. And then just to go back here, so so this is point outside center. So this would be Barbara, Jacqueline, and Sandra and Simi. We want these pieces to turn around the heads of these two people here. And we go to the 21 picture, and then it's a complete 180 from where we started. So the cat was here, and now it's moved on to this side, and we should see this picture. We're sending the front pair, so we're sending Jacqueline after Simi, and we're trying to just pop it back together. No levels, pretty simple block really. They want to spin, as I said, around the center here. Just to go through that one more time. So key comes from Sandra inside center. And we want to make sure that inside center gets a start, a little bit like on the 16 beginning. We see the 21 target here. Comes through halfway, so that's 180 there. And then we rotate round, and let's not try and rotate round to each other. You can see how the inside center is waiting there for the grips to arrive. Cool. All right, block one. Block two. Slow motion. I think I have a no contact for this one. There we go. All right. Nice. So let me go for the slow motion and then a bit on the no contact. First of all, the build of the two. So we've got Barbara, Jacqueline, Sandra, and Simi here. This is a really nice build. You can see how it rotates in front of the point. So it's very easy for the point to pick up the grips. We want to have the knee from Sandra just in front of Jacqueline. And yeah, we want a little bit offset to the donut, just a tiny little bit offset to the donut, but it does want to step in front of Barbara of the point. The first move for outside center is straight backwards. Yeah, so you can see here there's a straight backward move going. The inside center is a little keen, kind of overrunning a little bit, so make sure inside center goes with the outside center. But that first move is backwards, and then the piece compresses and we squeeze it through together. And so the point is only trying to go around 90 degrees, and targeting that inside grip there. Whoops, sorry, wrong one, inside grip there for the catch. Another important thing here, so for Jacqueline or outside center, you're going to be looking through the center, Outside center's done a little early head switch here, and that stops the piece and moves it over into the corner. So I would say keep looking over the shoulder through the center until the point disappears. If you can still see point over that right shoulder, keep looking at them. When they disappear, then head switch. All right, and then no contact. You can see there's the backward move. If it doesn't go backwards, if this outside center doesn't make the little move backwards, we all kind of clog up in the center and there's nowhere then for point to go. Cool, alrighty. So block 3. So watch it through. A couple of things happening with this block that I don't like, but it's all that I got right now. So here we go. So the build of the 3. You can see there's a little bit problem. I'm in tail here. I'm having a bit of a problem getting the outside center's leg. And so what I should have done here is placed my head first in the center and then probably targeted this grip. And this is quite an aggressive cheat from outside center. Ideally, I'd have outside center just a little more 45, and that pops that grip a little bit closer. So as tail, I'm looking over. Point is going to pick up those grips, see that I'm ready to go, make sure, because obviously point can see that I haven't quite got that grip. They're looking, we've got eye contact, and then point can turn in place. Now, point, it's very easy to back up on this block. So think about taking your head around to where your legs are initially. Yep, and then just thinking about doing a 360 in place, because it's the piece's job to slide through and give it to the point. So as inside center, backwards, and just a little bit into this direction here. You can see John's movement there. I'm being patient on the tail, allowing outside center to slide their head down this line. See, we don't need a vertical. There's plenty of space if the guys in the back give room. And then delivering it to the point. Backs up a little bit, but not bad. Okay. Block 4. Slow motion, and then we've got a no contact one, I think, here. Cool. Now, I'm going to choose the no contact one to talk through. Okay, so let's talk a bit about the build. The build shape here, we've got outside center and inside center 90 degrees. Tail is directly behind. Tail, you can pick up the grip on the inside there, and normally tail would be picking up on the inside center there. This is a pretty healthy cheat, a 45-degree cheat from the front. So we've got a straight line, and in a 14-foot tunnel, this fits in quite nicely. The goal of the point is only to come round 90 degrees. So as the point, you see where the inside center is sitting now, that's where your leg wants to end up. You want to have your head here and then finish here so the leg is there. Outside center does a little move out to the side here, a little bit out to here. Inside center maintains this 90-degree target. Tail is going kind of straight through 180, and then we deliver to the point. Let's just watch that one more time. So outside center keys it, and so then be careful. I'll just take it back to the grip one here. See, I'm making sure as tail that I have the grip on the inside center first, so that when these two grips are complete here, outside center knows all they need to do. They feel those grips on the back, they pick up the grips of the point, and then they can key. And then you can see tail is looking, and also inside center is looking at the point to make sure that you don't run into them, and then also that you stop the piece so there's no extra energy at the end of the block, because at the end of that block we want outside center to pop out into the next point. So cool, piece turns 270. All right, block 5. I think we have a no contact. Cool. All right, so block 5, we'll take the slow motion one. All right, so what we're looking at here is outside center and point, inside center and tail. All of the blocks with verticals we want to keep relatively low to the net, not too high, because if you guys are too high off the net, we can create too much of a vertical. We just want the rear piece to drop no more than 50 centimeters. So a meter off the net max when you're doing these blocks. Keep it to maximum of 1 meter. As outside center, it's very easy to get the jump on inside center. Please, outside center, make sure that you see the inside center moving first. Here we go. Inside center, you can see them move in because we want to switch places. Inside center want to move to where outside center was, and outside center wants to take inside center's position. In fact, as outside center, your head is going to start going a little forwards and then move to this point here where insides was. Tail and point, pretty mellow block here. You can see they're just hanging out, allowing the insides to make their move and being ready for the catch. All right, if you watch inside center, I've just started to head switch now, a little early, but I've seen that point is ready to pick up that grip. So I'm starting my head switch so that I don't go too much towards the point. And also outside's done a really nice job here in just going enough. So we want to cross in the middle. So halfway through, we want to see that kind of compressed target and then share the move. If outside center goes too soon, they end up jumping too far over to this half of the tunnel. So outside center, just see that the inside center is moving. And the other thing here to think about is point. Make sure you maintain the same level as outside center. So go up just a little bit with outside center and then come down. Otherwise, the difference in altitude between point and outside center is too great. See how the tail just picked up that grip there as it came over. Just being patient. Let the grips come to you. Cool. Alrighty, and then again in no contact. It's a small move, very short move. Okay, block 6. Remember, yep, there's a no contact as well. Excellent. All right, let's take the no contact. Seems to be right. Block 6. It's really easy. Actually, I'll talk about the grip taking up first. The grip pickup on the 6. This can get confusing. Please figure out a plan. Normally, one of the people in this slot lifts their arm up and then the other one drops onto the grip. You can see that's what's kind of happening there. And also, maybe hold off the grips a little longer than we did and think about the setup. This 90-degree setup. Everyone is parallel or perpendicular, and that means we've got really good body positions and we're ready to make the block move. Okay, halfway target and the finish. So I was going to talk through the no contact. Here we go. So outside center is initiating straight forwards, as is inside center. Your center lines are going straight down here, but your head's coming to here. As outside center, your head wants to start moving to here. As inside center, your head starts going down here, but it's going to move to this quadrant here. And we want to see a donut picture right there. You can see that outside and inside center have switched. We've created a donut. And what that means is, please, tail and point, you're just rotating in place in the beginning, making sure you don't go backwards or forwards, just letting your piece partner clear through the center. You see that gap. The door is now open. At this point, that's when point and tail can finish. And it's just a 180. You don't want to rotate any further through to here. Point and tail staying 90 degrees relative to their piece partners to the catch. And outside center, try and hover a little bit as well. So outside center goes over, hovers, stays up with the point, and then as point is dropping down, come down with them. Otherwise we end up with too much of off level through this point here. So always on 3D blocks, when you've got the vertical going on, try and stay level with your piece partner, even though you've got a small difference to the other pair. Okay, block 7, I'm going to keep this really simple. We want the timing. We've got point and tail looking at each other for the key. I think, yeah, so let's just go back, quick one here. So the setup of block 7, we have it, generally it's like an open accordion here. We got a real nice round formation. The inside and outside centers. On the key, they're starting the turn. You can see that point and tail are allowing them to start joining in with them just enough to create this, this real nice cogging picture there. Yeah, we want balanced turns. We want balanced turns. We don't really need a crazy amount of speed on that block. We want to finish on blocks, on keys together. Okay, block 8. All right, and we'll go through, look at this no contact afterwards, but slow motion. So this is too cheated. This is an uncomfortable shape for this block. I would prefer to have more of a triangle going on here, and this would be Sandra in this position. Can you see it has a bit of a curve to the chest? Ideally, you want it a little bit smaller so that we can have inside center in a more balanced body position. The grip here is outside center. Pick up the block, pick up that grip when you're ready to go. So see how Steve's not picking up that grip too early. Finish the rotation, because as you finish that rotation, the key could be coming. There we go. And then now as inside center steps out, just to this 90-degree picture here, outside center is ready to move down through the line where inside center was. Point is just a little bit forwards to make sure that outside center doesn't run into them. Tail is looking down the line, making sure, and keep looking, and actually his tail here, no, I'm still looking, not so bad. I thought I'd head switch too early, but that's not so bad. And this is your first target here. You want to have the cat, the two-way side by side, and as tail I want to make sure that I don't get through before that grip. I'm a little ahead, you see that? I could have slowed down a little bit, kept the piece a little bit straighter. Because the next picture we want to see is here with the cat and the two-way side by side. So even though I was a little ahead there, I've managed to slow it down a fraction and deliver the inside center onto those two grips. Inside center, I know you know this, Sandra, but just keep looking over your left shoulder until the tail's legs cross the center line. You see the tail's legs have crossed the center line, and it's an even later head switch there from John. It's a really nice job, and that pops. It's up to the tail to time it there for that catch. So outside center, it's your move first. Your knees come through, and you want to get in a compressed target with the point. You can see this is going at a slightly different speed, so I'd hope that you girls would be going. But we want to see this picture, definitely want to see this picture. And then point is moving kind of away from where the catch is. The catch is, it looks like it's here, but obviously John is moving to this point. Go to where the catch is gonna be, not where it is now. And we want to keep the two of you side by side. And the way to do this is outside center, is just to pull that grip mellow forwards, no pushing down on that grip, just pulling that grip in front of your face and following the compressed target round. Ideally, we deliver these two grips in quite a tight compressed picture for the inside center. Here we go, there's a no contact. All right, we'll just do that one more time. So a little bit better built, still too wide here. It's a very aggressive cheat here. I'd rather see point a little more here. If point is a little more at this angle though, you're going to have to open up just a little more forwards just to create the space. The thing I don't like about this shape is it becomes uncomfortable for the inside center. There's that first target, the monopod. Tail, I could have been looking a little longer still on this one, on the no contact. There we go, really nice finish. Okay, block 9, no mysteries here. The Aussie team, we do it without a vertical. It just keeps it simple, you know. So on this block, we're looking at, you can have slightly different shapes at the beginning, but to be honest, keep things round, keep it uncomplicated. The key here, outside center, is not necessarily looking for the eyes of the tail, but looking for those grips. You know, because outside center can feel this grip, they've got this grip, they're looking for those grips. Halfway through the block, there's like an O picture. You see that? So we're all doing a really good job of maintaining in-place turn using our upper bodies. And as tail, don't just close the door on inside center, work with them so you deliver those grips. And then the key, the same thing here. Point now is feeling this grip, looking towards the grips from the inside center and key in. Let's keep that simple. Okay, block 10. Okay, I got 2 of each just showing because the point and outside center obviously switch on this block. I think I showed 2 of each before the no contact comes. All right, let me start with this one. Okay, so first of all, the build. As tail, this is the important grip. So make sure you get a nice high grip. Target this grip first. The same thing for outside center. You want to target a high grip on the thigh of the point. This diamond can be wide and a little bit short. It definitely doesn't want to be too narrow. If outside center and inside center's grips are too narrow here, there's nowhere for the tail to go. Point can have a tiny cheat. This is a really good shape from Steve at the front. If he's too cheated, then inside center can't get the grip. All right, so the key can come from the tail. Here we go. And tail is thinking forwards this way into a side body on inside center. Inside center is just very gently just kind of fading back a little bit so that point, being patient, so that tail can get into a side body target. Obviously watch the grips here. See what a good job outside center is doing here, waiting for tail's legs to go through. And then outside center follows through and delivers those grips to the inside center. Let's watch that again. If you're on the outside center then, so you want to be patient, you want to wait for, be ready to be moving. Could go a little bit sooner, just as soon as tail's legs go through, follow through there. Point is doing a tiny open at the beginning. See that? So a little 45-degree move gives place for the tail's legs. And then outside center goes through. Center has gone through. Point can now go sideways, and a little forward to the catch. No rotation. And then working inside center. Can you see how they're working with the tail to keep that side body picture the whole way through the block? I believe we have a no contact. Cool, let's just watch that once more. So you can see outside center a little bit late coming through, but still fine. And just trying to do a 180. The front pair are doing a 180, and that allows the back pair to do the minimum, which is the 360. And the back pair, try and keep that side body target. Okay, block 11. See, Ozzy is doing it in free fall, slow-mo. Real nice. I have it no contact afterwards, but let me just talk through this. So block 11, we've got the build. These guys are a little early. See that with the grips? They're a little early picking up their grips. Maybe the stage of training that they were at here, we were talking about that. But for you guys, what I'd like you to do is hold off the grips and set it up into this picture so that we've got tail, we've got this grip line running through here. And everything is lined up really nicely. It could be a little tighter. It is a little wide. And then the key comes from inside center and outside center. I'm just going to keep the cursor there. And then key comes, tail initially is going down about 25 centimeters. And the inside center is going to join them. Point pair, as soon as the key comes, just a little bit up, and the point is thinking about going in this direction, 45 degrees over the top of the tail. The outside center and inside center want to be a little patient there, just kind of rotating with your piece partners. And just to start here, see what a good job point does. Keep looking through here. No early head switch, please. Keep looking through the center. Tail, you're thinking of going down first and sideways. See that input coming from tail. Down, sideways first, and then let the rotation happen. And then we get this really good picture of halfway through the 11. So halfway through the 11, we're looking at the beginning of the block again, almost, where Point now and tail are looking at each other. The outside center is now making their move through. The outside center should keep looking through the center the whole way through the block. No early head switch, please. And see what a good 90 degrees target we're keeping on the tail. Keep the rotation happening to the close. In fact, you can see here there would be a temptation for outside center to go over this way to where the catch, they think the catch is going to be. But the best thing to do is just to, there's the center point there, is keep the pieces rotating and the grips come to you. Yeah, so just one more time. In fact, this is such a nice block, I think I can leave my cursor there. We've got the halfway target, boom, there, and it finishes with a little shift around as we're hoping for on this block, but everything stays rotating around the center. And I think there's a no contact one. There you go, 1, 2. It's not an aggressive block. It really wants staging. Let's watch the no contact. So you really want staging. There's one target, slightly better, a little bit tighter on this. And because we're not trying to get the grips here, we've got no temptation to start reaching out at the end of the block. So there's the halfway point, and if you look at Steve here as outside center, he holds off the grip and just lets it come to him. Good. Okay, block 12. Okay. There's that first picture I'm going to be talking about in a second, and then a 360 for the front pair. Cool. All right, block 12. When you build the 12, it wants to be a little bit like the 2 that we saw, but we've got tail and inside center now rotating into it. See what a nice job Point is doing so that it builds directly between point and tail. There we go, so they sync up. Ideally, the outside center picks up this grip first so that we know that the outside of the piece is complete. The tail is also on a little bit early, and that means that when the grips are complete in the center, the inside center knows that the grips are complete here. So as outside center, you'd be picking up this grip, feeling this grip, and then the last 2 grips would be here. Now, a little bit like 21 for the back pair. The back pair is coming out at 45 degrees. Just keep that in the center. 45 degrees, looking over their right shoulder. And then now, as inside center, you want to be patient now. See that very neutral body position. Let the tail take over. And at this point here, resist any temptation to rotate for the inside center. Just press through this way if you want to do anything, just to maintain the distance between you and the tail. The tail did a really good job of looking. See, looking there, tail is looking. We've got the first target. There it is. It's like a box picture here with these guys parallel. And then head switch, the back pair just holds off, and then delivers the grip there. The back pair doesn't want to deliver too soon. You want to be just slightly behind the grip so the grips come at you rather than reaching back for it because you've gone through too soon. Now the front pair. We know that it's easy to overpower this block, so do it half speed. It's a 2-stage move. The beginning of the move, the outside center wants to step out at 45. There we go, 45, and then stop here. And when you guys do this together, I really want you both pieces to physically stop at this picture. Complete stop. Post up. And this now is where point and outside center work together. You guys now should be looking at each other and thinking about just working this round at 360 degrees. The way to do this is keeping your lower body completely neutral. Totally neutral, just no input at all, or if anything, a little bit sideways into each other. Tiny bit of upper body just to press into each other and keep the piece going only 360. Think about 360 because you've got that first move. But there we go. So the first move takes you to here. And then I know 360 would be 90 degrees short, but that's a really good target to work on. So there's our first target. Imagine a 360, which would finish here. That's an excellent pre-close target. You can see here now we're really controlling the finish, which makes it easy for point and outside center to get off the grips. All right, I'm going to stop there and do the other section